is clearly stated actually in the directive
principles of state policy,
consequential orders that was given by the Supreme Court. In fact, in giving the consequential orders, that is telling the Auditor General that hold people accountable anytime you come across expenditures that are contrary to law, they didn't stop there. They went ahead and gave, I think the fourth instruction went to the Attorney General to hold people accountable also, prosecute people if need be, so that we can, in fact, in the judgment, there is a point where the EV referred to giving the Auditor General and the Attorney General teeth to bite. So we need a teeth to bite, because you see, I have made a statement over and over again, and I'll repeat it, that when there are no consequences for misbehavior or abuse of public funds, the impunity will continue. The abuse of public funds will continue. People have come to the realization that especially when you are within the ruling class, you can misbehave anyhow. You can do anything at all, and you will get away with it. If we create such a society, I think we are going to continue suffering from what we are seeing today. Thank you.
Now that we've dealt with the major bits about, the Auditor General and all of that, there are some current issues that I want us to wade into, starting with tax exemptions, tax waivers, flat rates, and all of that. You have heard a lot of talk from different parts of the political spectrum about that. Because of the environment you operate in, I want to run them by you. For example, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, the Vice President, has spoken about tax amnesty and a flat rate moving forward. And some tax experts have said that would not be the way to go. In fact, it could be a disincentive for those on the other side who have been, paying their taxes diligently. But when you look at our tax system and you look at what the boons we get as a country, and the fact that we have 22 handles each time now you go and make a purchase in some places, or you eat and you do that, and you're looking at tax of about 22%. That's more than 1/5. What do you see, and how can we do better without squeezing the ordinary Ghanaian even further?
Thank you very much, Benjamin. When it comes to taxes, I have described what is happening now in another forum as we have moved from taxation to robbery. Government is actually robbing the people. It's so disturbing to know that
we've moved from taxation to robbery.
Yes, we have moved from taxation to robbery. Why I call it robbery is that when you earn income or you earn any money at all, there will be a withholding tax or there will be a pay as you earn. So it is taxed. Immediately you want to use the rest to buy anything at all, there is a litany or a long list of taxes waiting for you, which you have to pay. Even when you are paying for the thing that you bought, including the tax, you are taxed again. Is that not robbery? And from my point of view, it is beyond taxation. It is now robbery. But the sad part of it, which I may have to also quickly add, is that if you look at the uses to which the money is being put, today's day and age where our children are still studying under trees, some in dilapidated accommodation or school buildings, people go to hospitals and they cannot receive the basic health care that they require. We use a lot of money to go and dig a hole, calling it National Cathedral. We don't have our priorities right. And I've made a statement, and I'll repeat it here, that corruption, just as wasteful spending, are all bad for the country because both deny the citizenry the benefit of the public funds. So just as we are fighting against corruption, we must also fight against wastefulness. And in South Africa, they have a very beautiful term in their public financial management law. They call it fruitless and wasteful expenditure. Government has been engaging in so many fruitless and wasteful expenditure, which doesn't help the citizenry when the taxation is going this way. Let me quickly come back to the tax and say that it was one of the areas of concern to me when I was Auditor General. So I actually commissioned an audit into the tax waivers. Unfortunately, the report was not ready before I left office, and it has been kept at that level. If you had seen that report, you will have seen the extent to which the application of the waivers was done or was carried out discriminatorily. Two of us may be in the same industry operating at the same level. Because of maybe who you are, you may get the exemption, I may not get the exemption. I thought there was a lot of indiscretion when it came to the tax exemption, and I thought it was also one of the waste pipes that had been created, contrary to the laws of the country. So let me be honest with you, to make politics out of it and say, when I come, I'm going to scratch it, without studying in detail the effect of it, I think it is very disturbing. Because, look, Benjamin, you know that if you and we are trading in the same goods, and I get the exemption, but you don't get the exemption, it immediately gives me an advantage over you, because the profit margin or the price at which I can sell my items become lower, as a result of which I beat you in the business. So we must look at it holistically, get professional advice. This rushing into promising that when I become a president, I'll do this, must stop from NDC, MPP, and all the parties. We must sit down. We don't run economy on just promises.
Right.
You must analyze the economy and look at what policy is good for the country. But what we are seeing today is that anybody who jumps on the political platform is promising and promising and promising. I don't think it is helpful to the country. That must stop. I think our democracy is maturing. We must reach a point where we must look at what is necessary for us to do as a country.